Hey guys, welcome to the top 10 VR games ranking, not ranking video. My top 10 favorite VR games based on how much I like them. Okay, so there's gonna be 10 VR games I'm gonna rank from 10 being my least favorite, but still good, somewhat. And then 1 being my favorite, which I'm guessing you can already know what that probably is going to be, but just in case you don't, it'll probably surprise you, maybe. So, these are PS4 games, VR 1. So if you're like, what about Gorilla Tag? What about that? Okay, so 1, opinions. 2, I'm going to turn off the friggin' HUD, because I do not want that. Because it makes it more immersive. So, 2, for real, it's my opinion, hold up, wait, what? 1, it's my opinion. 2, I do not own a Quest. These are PS4 games, VR 1. I don't even know. So basically, what I'm gonna do is instead of my usual speak during the recording, no, I'm gonna not speak during the recording, and then I'm gonna speak over the recording and editing. So basically, I'll name some pros and cons about the game. The pros will come first. Oh god, they'll stay on the screen for about 20 seconds or so, and then the cons will be another 20 seconds. I don't know. And I'll basically just speak about what the game's about, what I like about the game, what I do not like about the game. And yeah, so enjoy the video. Do not say my opinion sucks, because opinions are valid. And yeah, this is probably gonna be my most edited video yet, probably. So enjoy the video now. Welcome to Job Simulator, a simple but fun experience. We'll get to the cons and pros a little bit. Basically, the story is about a human working a job and learning about past experience. I think that's a pretty cool story. I mean, I wouldn't consider it a con or a pro because it's not really anything special, but still. But yeah, are approaching the pros and cons. So first, the pros. The pros are, it can be funny at times, pretty funny. A simple but fun experience. It's pretty fun even though it's simple. Some of the characters are memorable, like the bandit bot. The jobs are all somewhat interesting. I think I might have misspelled that. And yeah, it can be funny at times with the banana crap. Simple but fun experience. Some of the characters are memorable. And yeah, you all saw that. And now, the cons. For being number 10, there's quite a bit of cons, and 1 is major, and is probably the most major con in this entire list. Alright, so, enjoy this footage, by the way. Cons. More of an experience than a game, which is very major con, because if it's not a game, then, well, that's not really good. It's more of an experience. Some cars are dual, which is a minor con. I mean, I don't really care about graphics, but it's kind of, at least if they were bright, and there's not much replay value. If you replay again, there's really no points. Yeah, so enjoy the rest of this footage while I speak about a couple things. Another thing I like about this game is the freaking overtime. I really like the overtime. Another thing I don't like though is the fact that it's just, I wish there was a little more jobs, because 4 jobs isn't a lot. I wish there was 6 jobs instead. Yeah, if there was 6 jobs, I feel like that would be a little better, but I mean, you gotta deal with it. Oh my god, what the heck was I doing in this footage? You saw that? What else? I think I like the couple of the interactive stuff. They're pretty cool. I like the fact that you can just play basketball. I like the fact that you can slam Jobbot with a freaking gun. What? You can throw balls at Job Sims. So this is the best game of the list. Okay. There's also mini games in the first job, which I think is cool. You can see me playing that real quick. Yeah, just Job Sim is a pretty simple but fun experience. In conclusion, general, simple but fun. Not much of a game, more of an experience. So, to the next game. Alright, after past me is done, yapping. Welcome to Vacation Sim. The story is basically 10 years after the first game, we go to vacation, and that's practically the entire plot. There's not much of plot. Also, there's this guy that wants memories, and then a girl that wants just experiences. So yeah, that's practically the story. Again, not that very complicated. So pros. There's more things to do than job sim in my eyes. The colors are absolutely beautiful. Minor pro though, because I don't care about graphics. And pretty much every other pro from job sim is still here. So like the simple but fun experience is still here. And the things to do than job sim is like make a burger, which you can't really do in job sim. That's pretty cool. So yeah, that's practically all of the pros. So let's get to the cons. If they would appear. Shut up, you stupid Steve guy. Cons. Still more of an experience than a game. Major con. It's not really a game, it's more of an experience. Most bots other than Jacksepticeye are not very memorable. Why Jacksepticeye in this? Yeah, I mean, you got Bandit Bot, but he's only in Back to Job. Also, speaking of Back to Job, that's the thing I like about this that I didn't include. I really like Back to Job. It's pretty cool and fun. You get to see Job Sim and freaking Bandit Bot again, which I said, but he's not as iconic as his old self. Enjoy the rest of this thingy. Okay, you also, I really like the places as well. Yeah, it's pretty cool atmosphere or places you can go to. Alright, I think I'm just gonna let the rest of this play out. Basically, overall, Vacation Sim is a slight improvement from the first, but still has basically the most major con is still here, sadly. And yeah, basically overall, still a simple but fun experience, but better than Job Sim by a little bit. Has more stuff to do, a little more expansive. The colors are absolutely beautiful. And yeah, watch me go insane trying to do the puzzle like 60,000 times. Oh my god, calm down, past me. Calm down. It's not that serious, man. It's not that serious. Yeah, but it's a simple but fun experience. Oh my god, past self, please. I know you're trying to figure out the song, but please stop. Please. For God's sake! There's no point to be that oh my god! Stop it! Stop. Stop, please stop. Oh, you're calming down a little bit. Okay, thank you. Stop. Oh, look, nice play. So, to the next game. Oh boy. Alright, after past me's done shutting up, welcome to number 8. I Expect You to Die 1/2. I decided to rank them as the same because they're similar. So basically, it's a story about spies solving puzzles to stop the Zoraxis people. Oh my god, flashbang. So, the story's about that, and yeah, it's pretty simple but fun plot. I'd say it's a pro. So, let's get into pros. A pro I consider very good is, it's a very good and interesting story. I really like it, pretty interesting. Creative and hard puzzles on your first play. They're still creative after first play, but they're not really hard. The character interactions are funny as freaking and pretty immersive. It's literally about spies. And the villain song is, oh my god, that is good song. I Expect You to Die is a good song. Listen to it. Oh yeah, by the way, I added music because, well, I mean, I kind of wanted some music. I mean, you could probably barely hear it, but like, I add some music just to like not make it boring. So there's no music, and you just hear utter silence and just my voice in the game. Cons: not a lot of replay value. There is still some. Most of the characters are not important, like the handler. I think that's his name. He's not really important. He doesn't do much. And the Russian girl doesn't do much. Some colors are dual, which I don't care about. So yeah, overall, I Expect You to Die is a very good game with a pretty. It's about spies. It's not that complex or not that simple. It's not that simple or complex. Yeah, it's a pretty good one. Let's talk about the second game, which I ranked as the same because it's just a continuation of the same story. So let's get into it. Alright, number 8. I expected to die 1 and 2. This is the same voice log, by the way. I decided, despite this being literally the same as the first game, I'm still, despite it being different from the first game a little bit, I still ranked it as the same because I just wanted to include it. I love this one. Oh god. Anyways, so let's get into the pros. The pros are every pro from the first game. John Juniper. I mean, it's literally John Juniper. It's freaking John Juniper. More of the characters are important. I think they contribute more, and the colors look better, which is still a minor pro, but still, yeah, the pros are pretty good. Oh yeah, by the way, the second game's about just basically the same thing as the first one, but instead of Zoraxis, you're trying to stop John Juniper with its mimic mask, and he's trying to get to nuclear codes to blow up the entire world. Yeah, I think that's a little more intense than the first one.
Good evening, everyone. Now, I know what you're thinking. John, these tickets cost more than my yacht.
Cons. In my opinion, less replay than value than the first. And the only other one is the Fabricator doesn't really feel very threatening. It isn't that very important. Yeah, I just don't not like replaying this one as much as the first. So yeah, a couple things I like about this that I didn't mention is the freaking creativity with like the gadgets. I really like the creativity with the gadget. Oh my god, look how I celebrated when I blew him up because I thought I was about to die. Yeah, there's more creativity, I'd say. I'd argue. There's more characters introduced. That's nice. You got John Juniper again. And another con I didn't mention was the fact that like, I can't think of more cons. It's a pretty good experience overall. My god, look at my panic. I'm freaking panicking. Oh no. Another thing I like about this game is very immersive as well. So yeah, not much I can think about, but yeah, it's definitely a good game. So yeah. So overall, I expected to die too. While I'd say it's a little better than the first, still is the same place I'd rank it. But it's a pretty good game, all things considered, with some pros over the first one and some cons under the first one. So let's get into Super Hot. God dang it, I'm talking over this clip. Oh god. Alright, after past me's done yapping, number 7, Super Hot VR. So, the story is, well, I have no idea what the story's supposed to be about, but basically, it's about you just going through levels, killing red dudes. That's amazing. And it's almost like a Matrix, like. So, let's get into the pros. It feels like the Matrix, which means nothing to me because I never watched it. The main feature is simple. When you move, time moves. It's simple but insane when executed. Fun gameplay, major pro. Sort of sequel to Super Hot, which is a minor pro because that doesn't really matter. But it's still nice to know that this is a continuation of that. Alright, so we're approaching the cons, which there's not much cons. The cons are, if I can approach them. The cons. Not much weapon variety, especially guns. And the story is almost non-existent. I have no idea what the story is, and I'm pretty sure there's not even supposed to be any story. So, yeah. Overall, Super Hot VR is a very good experience. While like 2 out of 4 of the pros are like not very major, there's also not that many cons either, and practically both of them were minor. So yeah, not much Not much major pros, but not much major cons either. So let's get into Gorn VR. So, welcome to number 6 place, Gorn VR. Its story is about, well, I mean, there's not really a story, but I guess you could say the story is about, like, a protagonist fighting people in the gladiator times. I don't know. So, there's not really much of a story. So, let's get into the pros. So, the pros. Fun gameplay, kind of like Super Hot. Colors are nice, minor pro because I don't care about graphics. Wide weapon variety, yeah, which is pretty good. I like how many weapons there are in the game. Fun even after being the game, which is a pretty good con, or pro. Character designs are pretty creative, so I kind of like the character designs. Another thing I like about the game is the cartoony, well, design. I kind of like the cartoony design of this game, but yeah. So, getting into the cons. So, the cons. So some cons are, not much story, which is a minor con, and not much enemy variety. All of the enemies feel very similar. And that's all the cons I got. Another thing I don't like about this game is kind of I mean, there's not much other things to do other than just fight, but like, yeah, there's not much things to do other than fight. Okay, so let's get into the next game. Oh, bye for now. So, number 5, Help Wanted VR, FNAF, you know. So, Help Wanted is a FNAF game. That story I cannot even figure out. I can't even figure out the story. I'm pretty sure everyone watching this video might know what the story is already, but just in case you don't, watch Map Pepper or something. I don't know, man. So, getting into the pros. It's scary, pretty scary. It is literally a FNAF game, which is minor pro, it doesn't matter. Feels like a VR remaster of the first 5 FNAF games, which I really like the first 5 FNAF. The levels are pretty fun and creative, like the, you know, things. It has a pretty cool DLC. Atmosphere is neat and also creepy. Like, that crap is creepy. Character designs are creative and creepy, which, I mean, goes for every FNAF game, I swear to God. So, yeah. Enjoy this music, by the way. Another thing I like about this game is the fact that, like, the graphics are pretty good, even though I don't really care about graphics, but they're pretty good and stuff. I'm just mentioning. Okay, so the cons. Glitchtrap / the Mimic is a stupid character, in my opinion. Like, he just stupid, in my opinion. And not a very clear story in a bad way, in my opinion. Like, some people would think it's not a very clear story in the good way, like, ooh, it got you thinking, but in my opinion, I'm dumb. So, yeah, another thing I don't really like is that, in my opinion, it kind of started the downward spiral for FNAF, in my opinion. Like, what I mean by that is I do not like modern FNAF. Like, in my opinion, modern FNAF is just kind of stupid, in my opinion. I mean, I can see why other people would like it. I don't like it because it's way too confusing. Like, what the flip is this? Like, it's like freaking in FNAF Ruin, you go through doors. That's something that happens in FNAF Ruin. You go through doors. Like, what the heck? So, yeah, not really much else I could say about this game other than, it's just, in my, I forgot to say for what Gorn VR was, I forgot to give a summary for Gorn VR. Gorn VR summary is like a simple, fun gladiator game for Gorn VR. There we go. And for Help Wanted, basically, in short, it's FNAF, but in VR. It's the first 5 FNAF games. You got DLC, which is pretty cool. And, yeah, it's just, it's just probably like my third favorite FNAF game. So, anyways, on to the next game. If I could like end the recording. So, let's get to the next game, which is, I'm pretty sure, the only game I have never played on this. Or wait, no, it's not. So let's get into it. So we're at number 4, Arizona Sunshine. So Arizona Sunshine is about a guy going to Arizona, and he needs to make it to Sunshine and find more survivors. Or at least that's what I think the story is about. I don't know. I kinda do not care about the story whenever I play a game, but like whatever. So we are approaching the pros. So the pros, I'm pretty sure everyone knows the sequel a lot better. Pretty fun campaign. Pretty fun and neat DLCs. I like Dead Man DLC quite a bit, not danged as much as. A pretty good soundtrack. The protagonist / the only character is pretty funny. Horde mode is pretty fun and addicting. So like, kind of like endless mode. Horde mode is pretty fun and addicting. So, yeah, another thing I like about this game, how is it, like, it takes on a retro-themed style for, like, well, like, some of the aspects of this game are kind of, like, retro. I kind of like that. I kind of like that addition. So, the Clowns. The zombie designs and overall look kind of look bad and very cheap. Yeah, they just don't look good. Graphics are bad, which is a minor con, but since they're bad, it kind of gives me a headache. Literally every time I play this game, it gives me a headache. So, yeah. Another thing I do not like about this game is how, like, the pro tag is literally the only character in this game. I mean, yeah, sure, you sure. I mean, that's like a minor con, but like, it would have been nice to have like maybe like an extra character maybe be introduced halfway through or something. I don't know. Anyways, Arizona Sunshine, the first one, is a pretty good, fun experience game with pretty funny lines. The friggin' main character pro tag is pretty funny, and yeah, overall, that's what it is about. Pretty funny. Look at what I'm doing. Oh my god. What? Kill him. Okay. What the heck was I doing in this recording? Anyways, so to the next game. So welcome to the number 3rd spot, Borderlands 2 VR, aka the only game I haven't played on my channel, and also the only game I haven't finished on this list. Which I mean, despite me not finishing it, even though that, I mean, I haven't finished it, so a lot of like, I'm guessing farther the game you get, the better it'll get. Okay, so the pros. It is literally Borderlands. The characters are funny as freak. Voice acting is absolutely freaking majestic. The comic art style is very creative. Combat is pretty fun. Some of the enemy like designs and ideas are pretty creative, like the midget with the shotgun for some reason. Plus literally every boss in this game. I forgot to explain the story. The story is, I'm pretty sure literally everyone watching this video already knows, but if you don't know, I don't know either, because I'm dumb and I didn't pay attention, so, you know. Plus I haven't finished the game. I'm literally 15 minutes in. I've had this game for like a year and a half, by the way. A year and a half, and I still don't know. Okay, so Clowns. In my opinion, works a bit better in flat screen. Not saying that this is bad in VR, but like the OG / the flat screen mode is a bit better. So, and that's the only con I can think of. I want to say it's like a minor pro or a major pro. I think it's just a normal standard con. I'd say it's closer to major con than a minor con, but like it's still a con. You get the idea. So yeah, in conclusion, despite me not finishing this at all, it is still, it's literally Borderlands. It's fun as freak. It's Borderlands. It's literally, it's freaking Borderlands. I am just gonna repeat that until the clip ends. It is Borderlands. It is literally Borderlands. Like, look. It's also kind of immersive as freak. It's kind of immersive as well. Yeah, that's the only other thing I can think of I like. Yeah, and overall, it's literally just Borderlands. So, to the last 2 games on the list, and I keep on saying I think. So yeah, overall, just Borderlands 2. Keep on saying that, but you know, just gotta dig it deep in your mind. All right, to the next game. Alright, so number 2, Swords Man VR. So, Swordsman VR is about swordsman, obviously, going to places to kill people and save the world. I do not know what the story is about, but there is a story. Trust me, there is a story, just that I do not know what it is. So, the pros. Pretty fun combat / gameplay, which is a major pro because, you know, enemy variety is somewhat diverse. I mean, it's not like very diverse, but it is somewhat. The bosses are pretty unique and creative. Lots of weapons. Map variety is pretty diverse. I mean, you got like 20 maps, so, you know, and a pretty nice amount of game modes. So, yeah, another thing I like about this game is the fact that it's like, look, there is quite a bit of details. Like, you can see the boss for the Gobi Desert area. I kind of like that before you even fight him. I like details like that. So, the cons. The cons. There is some bugs that make the game break, like there's a bug that literally makes the audio in my game just not work. Not much to do other than fight. And another thing I don't like about this game, how it takes a more realistic approach. Like, I like Gorn VR's approach of being like more cartoony. I kind of like that thing anymore, but I mean, it's a minor con. Just that, like, cartoony takes more. Okay, so I have like 60 million thousand more minutes of footage because of reasons. So yeah, another thing I like about this game is the combat feel. Like, you know how the combat feels like? I mean, it's pretty like it feels realistic. It feels kind of too realistic with the combat. Like, holy crap. Especially with the sword, especially with some of the other swords, like the sword I'm holding right now in the footage. Yeah, that feels realistic, way too realistic. Also, how is he not dead? So, yeah, overall, Swordsman VR is pretty good. It actually is amazing. You also gotta take into fact that, this is the 3rd game Sin Studio has ever made. The 3rd. Only the 3rd. And yet it made it to number 2. Only the 3rd game, and then Wrath VR is just, well, I mean, yeah. So, overall, Swordsman VR is an amazing game, especially considering it's the 3rd game in it that Sin Studio has made. And it's pretty fun combat simulator. It's freaking fun. You know. So, to the final best, my favorite, most definitive VR game. Number 1. So, to the number 1 spot, The Walking Dead Saints and Sinners. The story is about a tourist going to New Orleans. For some unspecified reason, he meets a man on the radio named Casey. and he meets a girl named May. And basically they have him, May tries to escape the tower while Casey tries to get out of the reserve, which the tourist wants in. So, the pros. Fun combat slash gameplay. A major pro, because I like fun combat slash gameplay. A good and depressing story. The voice actors are all pretty good, especially Casey's voice actor. Pretty nice characters and charming. Scavenging system is addicting and fun. It's just cool to get stuff. Colors are dual, which is a minor pro, which I would consider a con, but you know, this time it's actually good because, you know, Walking Dead. And good weapon variety. Its atmosphere is pretty creepy. Some of the missions are iconic. Attention to detail. Some of the plants move, the collision is good, etc. So, another thing I like about this game is, like, just the maps. I like the maps. The maps are all pretty iconic. And the zombie designs are also, like, unlike another game on this list, actually good. And, you know, like, pleasant to look at. Okay, so, Ducoons. Some bugs, most of them are funny, though, so it's a minor pro, or con. A bit boring after being in the game more than, like, 3 times, or playing the game more than, like, 30 days. Although you can make up challenges, so that's also a minor pro. Con. So, yeah. Nothing really else I can say I don't like about this game. I guess another thing that's not good about this game is the fact that literally the devs are not giving any more support, but I guess, like, that doesn't matter, though, because it's already good. Yeah. So, let's get into... there's nothing else. This video is still going on. Oh god. I also like the entirety of the trial, which is something I didn't mention. I just like the trial. It's good. It's fun and good. I still suffer freaking PTSD from that crap though. And yeah, like I said earlier, you can just make up challenges, which is a pro I didn't mention, but I did mention in my cons. Kind of weird, but yeah. The good thing about this game is that it's kind of like it gives you freedom, so you can basically just do whatever you want. Do you want to craft? Oh, you don't want to craft. You want to be weird and not craft? Something that's literally one of the most important aspects of this game? Yeah, sure, you can not craft. Sure, you can not craft. That'll probably make the game a lot harder, though. You want to use only 30 revolvers? I don't know what's wrong with you, because that weapon sucks, but, you know, sure. Oh, you just want to make the game a total heck and make yourself suffer? By making a lot of the aspects of the game not available and making you not be able to craft, not be able to reload, not etc. Sure, go ahead. That's one of the things I like about it. It also kind of inspired from Telltale, I'd say a little bit, because you know, I think it's inspired by Telltale. I mean, you can choose your dialogue actions. So I think I mean it might. I mean, it's not like Telltale popular. I don't know what I'm talking about. I think it's inspired by Telltale is what I'm trying to say, because the dialogue options, well, I think they're kind of popularized, maybe. I don't know, maybe. I don't know what I'm talking about. Yeah. Another thing I like about the game is literally, I like the freaking, did I try to shoot myself? I like how, trying to think. I like some of the zombies. There's only like 3 zombies in the game. However, it doesn't feel like the zombie variety is like bad. It doesn't feel like it, even though there's only 3 zombie types in this game. Even though there's only like 3 zombie types, normal zombies, sick zombies, zombies with their guts out. Yeah, it still feels very varied. So overall, it's the freaking Walking Dead Saints and Sinners. Good experience, good story, good combat, good gameplay, good weapon variety, good weapons, good amount of everything. So, to the conclusion. So, those were my top 10 favorite VR games. They were all pretty good in their own way, some a little better than the others. Some having a very good story, and guessing like literally everybody who has watched other videos on my channel, you guessed the last one. So a quick summary of every game we ranked. Number 10, Job Simulator. A pretty great experience with pretty funny stuff. As a game, it doesn't really work though. 9, Vacation Sim. Basically the same thing as Job Sim, a pretty great experience, except I would say there's more stuff to do, more things to do, you know. Number 8, I Expect You to Die 1 and 2. Both pretty great story puzzle games that their gameplay isn't really the main focus, but their story and puzzles are definitely the main focus, alright? Pretty good. Number 8. Number 7, Super Hot VR. A game that's pretty popular, or at least the non VR 2 games. Pretty good, pretty fun, and yeah, it's basically the Matrix. Number 6, Gorn VR. Basically the same thing as Super Hot VR, but it's a little more fast-paced. It's gladiator times, and instead of guns, you got swords and stuff. Number 5, Help Wanted VR. It's FNAF. It's FNAF. It's horror. It's pretty scary. That's all I have to say about FNAF. I already said this stuff earlier. Number 4, Arizona Sunshine. A pretty good game that's pretty fun, and yeah, it's pretty good and great. Only thing I don't like about it is the graphics. The zombie designs are horrible, and yeah, that's really my only main freaking cons. Number 3, Borderlands 2 VR. It's Borderlands. What do you want me to say? It's Borderlands. Number 2, Swordsman VR. It amazes me that the Sin Studio Inc. went from freaking Wrath VR, a super mid, mediocre VR shooter, to one of the best VR games I have ever played. That's amazing, and it's literally just Gorn VR, but like better, and also like better. Less cartoonish and more realistic, but I don't care about that. I'd rather have a cartoonish, but I don't really care about that though. And number 1, Saints and Sinners. Do I gotta explain myself? You've seen how many videos I made about this game. You've seen the amount of videos I made about this game, probably. But the point is, it's a good game. Can't say the same about the second one. The second one is, well, I might make a sequel to this video, and Retribution is definitely going to be on there. It'll probably be like number 5. I probably won't make it top 10. I'll probably just make it top 5 worst VR games. And I'll definitely put friggin' Retribution on there. I'll put it at like number 3 maybe. So, thanks for watching. Those were my favorite VR games 10. And I'll see you next time. Oh, bye. Oh, crap. Oh!